Now, here are your hosts, Hank Davis and Mello Betts.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the NFL Fan Podcast. It's Mello's NFL Weekly, brought to you by TPEnetwork.com. I'm your host, former professional athlete Hank Davis, and joining me on the line, he's my partner in crime. He's the professor of sports and the gambling guru himself. He's Mello Betts. How are you, my friend?
Hey, I'm feeling pretty professorial today, you know?
Don Kingism to start the show. Nice. It took us, under a minute to flatten the show already.
All right.
I like it. We're getting faster. Mello, how's everything going this week so far?
Everything's groovy. Ready for another week of the big time.
Are you ready for the holiday season?
Oh, I'll be ready. Let's just say that. So that means no, I'm not ready.
So I went 8-8 on picks last week. How'd you do?
Third week in a row, 9 wins.
9 wins. Okay, good man. All right. Do you want to jump right into our news?
Let's do that.
It's time for the news, a roundup of all the biggest headlines.
The Super Bowl will be streamed online for the second straight year. Last season's game attracted 2.1 million users through the web. The TV audience was 111.3 million people, however. The simulcast of the CBS coverage will be available on NFL.com and CBSSports.com. It will also include additional camera angles and in-game highlights. The league said Wednesday that the Saturday wildcard games and Pro Bowl on NBC would be streamed as well. I love this, Mello, because remember last year I had this under Conspiracy Sports where my TV feed through Comcast was going out, and I had to go to the web to watch the game. Any thoughts?
How the heck can that happen during the Super Bowl?
Yeah, that's why I thought it was a conspiracy. I was like, wait a minute here. You can't tell me that this, they're not prepared for all these people. I felt like I was being forced to go to the online site.
You might have been on to something. You might have a little something going here. I'm going to put on my foil hat as well.
Now, if they had the banner ads and pop-ups and stuff like that, it would have made more sense. But they didn't have all that.
They're going to ease you into that on this next run.
We just want your social security number. That's it. But 2.1 million, that's nothing to sneeze at when you talk about an internet-based feed.
No, and they want everybody, so why not use that outlet?
Because just think, you could turn 111.3 million. If it wasn't for the parties and all that stuff, just think if these were regular games, you're already on the go, and you'd miss the game, and you had your phone on you, and you could just log in, boom, you're there. You could turn 111 million into, 150 million.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it's cool, and I think the game is getting a progressive step closer to being in a format the way I want to view it.
Okay.
I want to be able to switch room to room. I want to be able to switch from device to device to watch the Super Bowl. I think that'd be amazing.
Oh, I thought you were talking about something else.
Oh, that's not football.
No.
Senator Eric Wood considers the Buffalo Bills' annual game in Toronto to be a joke, believing the team gives away its home field advantage edge by playing under a dome and in front of, these are his words, not mine, ambivalent crowds.
Ooh.
Buffalo is 1-4 in regular season games at Toronto since it began in 2000. Oh my goodness. He has a great point here. Should he have worded it this way?
How else can you put it? I mean, the proof's in the pudding. You got to lay it out there. I think it's being nice. And by the way, Buffalo, even in playing at home, does not have a home field advantage. So that's not much of a point to stand on there.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness on that last comment. Automatic first down.
That was a slow delivery, but you had to get flagged.
My bitterness towards Buffalo and that whole situation
That
rears its ugly head once again.
Hey, just be patient. We can lose even worse.
Ugh.
According to a report earlier this week, the Buccaneers are not a very happy squad. More specifically, as one anonymous player told Pro Football Talk, they're not pleased with Greg Schiano's coaching style. Can we send these coaches back to college? The player reportedly said. Mello. Oh, my goodness. You know what? I've been trying to watch him closely, and I don't like his demeanor either. But you can't deny that he has brought a few things to the table that are going to help the team over time.
Oh, yeah. But this is, well, it's like when they first put that medicine in your mouth. Yuck, that tastes nasty and stuff. But it'll make you feel better later on down the road.
But how do you feel about this anonymous player going to the media and saying, can we send these coaches back to college? Is that always going to be the stigma of coaches that come from collegiate teams?
Well, 53-man roster. You're not going to please all of them. So you're going to have anonymous pop up on every team, really. And that college, to pro style, that just, some of the guys, look at Pete Carroll with his rah-rah stuff. There's guys that really like that. And Shadow's the hard line guy. And, of course, you're going to have the millionaires not liking that.
Yeah, definitely. And then I think him coming right in and saying, this needs to be changed, with the kickoff and stuff like that, big stuff, I think you won't win friends by doing that.
Oh, no.
Fan voting for the Pro Bowl has ended, and the leading vote getter also will have a chance to win the league's Offensive MVP award and Comeback Player of the Year. So that's quarterback from the Broncos, Peyton Manning. He led everybody with 993,045 votes. Manning beat out Patriots Tom Brady, who had 908,099 votes. And then they were followed by Arian Foster. He had 829,591. And then Adrian Peterson, 828,225.
Wow.
And rounding out the top 5, I believe, was Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
And then you had Robert Griffin III, A.J. Green, Rob Gronkowski, Drew Brees, and then Ray Rice, rounding out the top 10. So here's what I am worried about with the fan voting portion of it. We see the same people every single year. Can we get, I know it's a popularity contest and stuff, but man, can't we just get some guys that really want to go there and play?
No, they still don't get it.
What are your thoughts? What could they do, Mello?
They got to do something to make them play competitively, for one thing, because I forgot all about, tell you the honest truth. It's been so poor the last few years that I don't even know why they play it. I'd rather see a skills competition, really. I think that'd make more sense. Their hearts are not in that game. That's more than obvious.
I love that idea. Man, it'd be great. And then you vote for the guys at each position who you want to see compete.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Hey, may the better man win at each position there.
Yeah, and you don't have to make them do anything dangerous.
No, quarterbacks are going to throw,
Yeah.
And have some strength or something for the big guys or whatever. I don't know. Do something. Some kind of drills that will show what an exceptional athlete, how they can excel.
I've got it. Battle of the Network Stars.
Hey, that's a nice old idea.
I love it. Let's just, nothing's ever new. You just redo something that's already been.
Bring it back. We're changing the players in the game here. We're not changing the game itself.
Lion safety Louis Delmas doesn't like being called injury prone. Now, he has missed 12 of the Lions' last 19 games because of knee problems. That's their opinion, Delmas said. As long as I know deep down inside that I'm doing everything I can to go out there and participate and play, then that's all that matters. I mean, I'm a reckless man. I go out there and I throw my body around. But those people that are sitting there and saying that can't do what I do, I mean, I'm great at what I do. I go out there and I throw my body around. I want to see them do that. And if they can't, they should keep their mouth shut.
Ooh.
Oh, boy. Mello, here's why I brought this up. Because the Lions are not relevant on an overall NFL scale right now. But this story's relevant because do you think we're going to see a different style of safety being developed in college and being drafted in the NFL?
Yes.
Because I can go down the list, if you want me to, of all these hard-nosed safeties that are never on the field.
Right. And, he doesn't, I hate to say it, but he doesn't really have a leg to stand on in this argument. Because he has been injured. He's been injured a lot, and I said it earlier in the season. It's tough to deal with the core players like Louis Delmas and stuff, watching them be injured all the time. Stuff. You've got to start grooming his replacement. You've got to start doing that now. I'm saying that these new safety, look at Seattle with the tall guys. Are we going to go to that? We're going to go to better cover guys. I'm thinking is what the safety position is going to evolve to, since teams have showed that they can abandon the run and still be winning football teams.
And you can't do anything on defense anymore. So you might as well get some coverage guys, because these hits are just fines and penalties.
Yeah.
So you might as well go get some coverage guys or some run stopping safeties and go that route instead of these guys that just deliver the big bang and get hurt after every play.
Yeah, you're right with the whole list of these different guys and stuff. Look at who was the safety there for Indianapolis there?
Bob Sanders.
Yeah, Bob Sanders.
The greatest player to never play.
At the end of the season and stuff, he was usually injured.
Yeah.
Or waiting for him to come back for our playoff run.
Yeah, greatest player to never play. When you look at it, I mean, it's just being honest. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just pointing it out, man. You got 50.
He's showing he's a little thin-skinned there because the proof's in the pudding. The dude is hurt a lot. I mean, and I like him, but I mean, it's their secondary without him. I mean, the point spread changes by like 3 or 4 points if he's not going to play.
Yeah, and it probably should, because that secondary is terrible.
Terrible.
Name 3 Lions. No, I'm just kidding. Mello, shall we switch gears to our favorite segment?
Oh, yeah.
The segment that, folks, has spawned a T-shirt. So if you head to the show page at NFLFanPodcast.com, you will see the new T-shirt. It's just a small little baseball-sized logo in the left side of the shirt that says "That's football" with a circle and a line through it. So you gotta check that out. All right, let's go to it.
That's not football.
That's what I said. Mike Ditka is the ultimate Chicago Bear. He was a 5-time All-Pro linebacker with the Bears in the 60s, who won a championship as a player in 63 and as a head coach in 85. I'm still a Bear fan. I got a right to be a Bear fan, Ditka said. Now, I'm a Packer fan too. For one reason, first of all, I love the coach. He's from Pittsburgh. But Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in football, without question. Mello.
Whoa, that's a bitter rivalry, and that's not football, baby.
And why does he say for one reason, and then he names 2 reasons?
Because that's Ditka.
He's turning into Madden.
Oh, no.
Sideline cameras caught RG3 and Rex Grossman celebrating a Kirk Cousins touchdown pass with a secret and elaborate handshake. Mello?
That's cool, guys, but that is not football.
And that means you have a little too much time on your hands. And you could be looking at film instead of coming up with this James Bond-style handshake.
James Bond.
Oh man, a dance routine. And if I was the one of the Washington Redskins coaches, I'd be like, "Hey, try not to touch Rex because those turnovers could just kind of like jump off."
Yeah.
This is shaping up to be a tough week for Tim Tebow. As if it wasn't bad enough that the New York Jets have decided to bench Mark Sanchez and then skip him and start Greg McElroy. His love life already took a hit. So according to US Weekly, Tebow and actress Camila Bell have broken up after 2 months of dating. Mello?
That's TMZ, baby. That's not.
You know what? You shouldn't break up at the holidays. That's what I've learned. Minnesota Vikings quarterback Christian Ponder and ESPN reporter Samantha Steele have tied the noose. I mean, not.
Oh.
A Minnesota quarterback getting married in Wisconsin? Uh-oh. Ponder says he knows some Vikings fans won't be happy that their quarterback decided to get married across the border, but he was just trying to keep it quiet. As expected, Ponder and Steele have heard all kinds of speculation about why they chose to get married so quickly and not have a big wedding. Steele sent a hilarious tweet about it on Wednesday. So she says, Twitter is so tricky. Who knew that she's pregnant and they'll be divorced soon are just the 2012 versions of congrats. Thank you, everyone. Mello?
She's pretty funny, but that's not football.
She's hilarious. But that's what I was thinking, too. I was like, oh, she must be pregnant. Before I read the story. Reliant Stadium, home of the Houston Texans, will soon house the widest video board in all of sports, topping their neighbor, Cowboy Stadium. Mello?
You don't want to play that game, guys, and that's not football.
Buddy, everything's bigger in Texas, including the losses. A Norwegian whose YouTube clip of spectacular trick shots has been watched over 500,000 times could be on the verge of an NFL contract as a kicker. Norwegian Havard Rugland had a tryout this week for the New York Jets.
Why not?
Mello?
Hey, that's not football, guys.
You know what? I was trying to flesh out my roster with YouTube sensations. That's what I try to do.
That's the Jets. They have a different way of building a team now, don't they? It's unconventional, to say the least.
His video is taking about as many hits as their team. Hakeem Nicks conducted a Q&A with Sports Illustrated's Jimmy Traina via email. The New York Giants receiver refused to answer any negative questions. Here's what I mean by that. Sports Illustrated asks, name a celebrity whose popularity annoys you. Hakeem Nicks' response, nobody, to each their own. Sports Illustrated, song you hate the most. Nicks, I'm not a hater, so the song I like the most is Guap by Big Sean. Sports Illustrated, biggest Twitter pet peeve. Hicks, none. Sports Illustrated, worst thing a fan has ever said to you. Nicks, the best thing a fan has said to me is that I inspire them to be better people.
Oh, my God.
Mello?
Oh, that's not football.
That's not even answering the freaking questions.
Stonewalling. I don't know.
Stonewall.
Make up my own questions. I don't know.
And lastly, let's get this over with. Who would have thought that 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick would have inspired little girls to cover their arms with fake tattoos and drop hip-hop lyrics about taking home the Super Bowl and heading to Canton? But alas, there's a popular YouTube video depicting said act where a 4-year-old raps, and it's called Capernicking. Mello?
That's the rap industry, people. That is not football.
Oh, thankfully that's not football. Goodness. I watched as much of that video as I could watch.
Oh, no, that's bad. As much as means that's bad.
The cute kid, but you just don't want to see a little kid going, oh, wow, these tattoos are cool at that age.
No.
Mello, I have one in Shut Up.
Okay.
Shut up!
Pete Carroll was asked why the Seattle Seahawks executed a fake punt when leading by 30 points late in the game. Carroll said, I know it looks like we're doing something wrong. The play was part of our game plan. I could have stopped it, but I didn't, and I'm really sorry about that. Pete, I just think from the bottom of my heart that this has to go to you.
Shut up!
You just didn't even think about, I could have called the play off. Come on, man. You're trying to rub it in, getting ready for the 49ers.
Yeah, it's the same old Pete, man.
Dude, who's going for 2 in this game? Goodness. All right, every week NFL players, they get in some trouble. They get fined or whatever, so that's why we created the rap sheet.
Calling all cars. Be advised, we have NFL players on the loose.
Cowboys linebacker DeMarcus Ware's fourth quarter roughing the passer penalty last Sunday against the Steelers did not cost the Dallas Cowboys at the time, but it ultimately cost the All-Pro linebacker $15,750. Ouch.
Yowza.
Cowboys running back DeMarco Murray was fined $7,875 for a face mask that was not called as a penalty on a first quarter run, according to a source. Washington Redskins quarterback Robert Griffin III has been fined $10,000 by the NFL for wearing Adidas at his post-game news conference on Sunday.
Oh, my word.
The NFL on Wednesday confirmed the fine for unauthorized apparel. They're like, look, dude, we have a contract with Nike. Guess what? We don't care that your personal contract is with Adidas. That's so weird. I don't get that.
I don't understand. How do you? Ooh, that's weird.
How do you navigate? Not make somebody mad.
If TMZ catches you out wearing your Adidas, you're in trouble? Or what?
You're getting a spanking. And lastly, 49ers safety Deshaun Goldson was fined $21,000 for his hit on Patriots tight end Aaron Hernandez. That's what I'm talking about right there.
No hitting.
Can you afford it? Can you afford that hit, sir?
Not really. You have to make your budget during the season.
And that's it for the rap sheet. Mello, anything before we make our picks against the spread?
The numbers last week, the combination of favorites was 11-5 against the spread. But if you just take home teams and road teams, they went 8-8 apiece.
Evidently, because that's what I went. No, just kidding. I didn't do the little league pick one side or the other. I didn't do that. Anything else?
That's it.
All right, let's get to the picks.
It's time to pick 'em. Remember, picks are made for entertainment purposes only.
All right. This is our second favorite segment. It'd be our first if I did better. But it's time to pick them. So we've got the Atlanta and Detroit. We've got that's on Saturday night. That's a weird time.
They're getting you ready for playoffs here by having a Saturday game.
Gotta trick the girlfriend so I can watch this. All right, so Atlanta's going to lay 3.5 on the road at Detroit. I'm taking Atlanta all the way in this one. I think Detroit will figure out some way to lose by more than 3.5. Mello, who you taking?
Yeah, Atlanta, ditto everything you said. Next game, please.
At Green Bay, the Packers are going to lay 12.5 to the Tennessee Titans. While I know the Packers are going to just be tuning up and getting ready for the playoffs and probably have this one in cruise control, that's a lot of points for me. So I'm going to take Tennessee getting the 12.5 and just hope that they run the ball and Green Bay's just trying to practice up on some other things. Kind of treat it like a practice game. Mello, who you taking?
Yeah, my theme this week really, and probably next week too, is you've got, no matter how bad you may think a team is, they're all are getting, their film is all going to be evaluated, be the old let's see who quit and all of that kind of business and stuff. So I look for the bad teams to play hard, and 12.5, that's just too many points for me.
At Carolina, the Panthers are going to lay 8 to the Oakland Raiders. I would love to take my Raiders on this, but coming across early morning, getting ready for Christmas, getting ready for their lumps of coal, I'm taking Carolina laying the big points. I think they are going to hit them up through the air and break down the Raiders. Raiders just can't score efficiently enough. Who are you taking?
I got the Raiders in this one. I look for them to show up. Why not? They haven't showed up yet this year. Why not show up this week?
Why not in Week 16 show up? At Miami, the Dolphins are going to lay 4.5 to the Buffalo Bills. Everybody should just be a little patient. Buffalo.
Yeah.
Where's this one at? Toronto? No, just kidding. So I'm going to take Miami laying the 4.5. I think Buffalo is, they've imploded. The whole team, it's just every week it's something else. They've imploded. It's over. I think Miami wins this one handily. Who are you taking?
This is one of those darned if you do, darned if you don't, because I have not done very well with Miami this year. But I will go out on a limb and take them and hope that Buffalo plays down to my expectations.
At Pittsburgh, the Steelers are going to lay 3.5 to the Cincinnati Bengals. Oh boy, I don't know which way to go on this game, but I'm taking Cincinnati to cover on this one. I'm taking Pittsburgh to cover against Cincinnati. I can't trust Cincinnati on the road. You don't know what they're gonna do. So I'm gonna take Pittsburgh. I know the hook is on there. It's kind of a toughie, but that's who I got. Who are you taking?
Hey, jingle, jangle, jingle. Check out old Chris Kringle. Did you know he was a bingo? I'm taking the Bengals in this one, baby. Even though Andy Dalton, 0 for 6, has not beaten Pittsburgh and has not beaten Ravens. And your team has to evolve. If you want to be the big boy in the AFC North, you've got to beat these guys. I'm gambling that they can get them this time.
That was the best Christmas song ever. New England is going to lay 14.5 on the road at Jacksonville. I think New England is going to I think they're going to be hot because they lost that game. They lost a primetime game. They're going to be so mad, and I think they're going to throttle Jacksonville. They'll probably beat them by 30. Who are you taking?
I, against my better judgment, am taking Jacksonville. I'm just scared of all the big points. Something could go wrong, and New England squeaks by only 14.5 helps me out on this one.
Indianapolis is going to lay 7 on the road at Kansas City. Indianapolis's coach is supposed to be back. I think they're going to be fired up. Kansas City will probably put up 0 resistance. I heard that the GM and Romeo are going to be gone at the end of the season. That's what sources are indicating. So give me Indianapolis. I think they'll hammer them. Who are you taking?
Hey, with the information that you just gave me, that those guys being gone, that's when the players finally say, we got to play hard for our coach here. So that's when Kansas City's going to come out roaring this week. But no, really, it's Indy on the road. They haven't been that impressive on the road. I know they got the win against Detroit on the road, but I don't count that. I like them to win, but I'm not heavy on them as a cover team. So give me lowly Kansas City.
All right. At Dallas, the Cowboys, with that gigantic scoreboard and TV, are going to lay 3 points to the New Orleans Saints. I'm taking the Saints on this one. I think they're going to come in there, and Dallas and Romo talking about now we're a confident team. We feel like if we're down 10 in the fourth, we can come back. Get out of here. I'm hoping the Saints put it on them. Who you got?
Yeah, I got New Orleans in this one because Dallas, it's about time for them to trip. Isn't it? They've been on a little bit of a roll, and nothing comes easy for those guys. So I say there's a little hitch in their giddy up this week.
Nice reference. Washington, which the shell game quarterback. They'll lay 6.5 at Philadelphia. I think they're going to cover that game because it's at Philadelphia. They've proven they can win with either quarterback. The only quarterback they can't win with is Rex. So, Mello, who are you going to take on that?
I got Philly in this one. My theme is these bad teams this week are going to actually show up. So why not go with one of the worst, most disappointing teams of the season in Philadelphia?
At Tampa Bay. Oh, Greggy, baby, get them ready. They're going to lay 3 points to the St. Louis Rams. I think Tampa Bay wins this game and covers. So pencil me in for the collegiate coach of the year. NFL coach. Mello, who you taking?
Hey, I've been taking my lumps off and on with St. Louis, but I still believe, so I'm still sticking with them.
We're about 3 seasons into your belief on it.
Have patience.
We just need some more time. I know we paid this guy $60 million. All right, the New York Football Giants, they'll lay 2 points on the road at Baltimore. Boy, a tale of two teams here. You know what? I am just not sure what's going to happen at all in this game. But if you ask me who I trust more, I would say I trust the Giants more, even though they're on the road. So give me the Giants. Desperation mode for both teams is starting to sink in, I believe, and they're gonna have to make it happen. This should be a good game, a hard-hitting game. Who you got?
I am just so... The Baltimore offense is just so lackluster. I have lost really faith in them, and the defense is old and wounded. So I really think the strong play is the Giants in to me, an easy cover.
At Houston, the Texans are going to lay 7.5 to Adrian Peterson and the Minnesota Vikings. I'm taking the Vikings in this game. Houston had a little trouble with the old NFC North there, I believe. With the bottom feeders of our division. And I think Minnesota, they're gonna run that rock, dude. It's gonna be an awesome game if you like to see the ground game versus a good front line. Should be very entertaining. So give me Minnesota with that hook. I think Minnesota might win this game outright. Who are you taking?
When I first looked at this, I thought, like I've been thinking for weeks, somebody is going to shut AP down. And if Wade Phillips can't do it, but I looked into my numbers here, and Houston, the last 3 weeks, they have not been very good against the run. So I don't see that they're going to be able to stop him either. I think the 7.5 is large because Minnesota knows darn well they can't get into some kind of a shootout because they don't have the quarterback for that. So 7.5 points is really large right here. And at this time of year, it's hard just to win games too. So I'm not going to say Houston's going to be blowing anybody out, anytime too soon.
At Denver, the Broncos are going to lay 13 to the Cleveland Browns. This one is tailor-made for me to take Denver, but I'm not going to do it. I'm taking Cleveland. This is just a gut feeling that I have on this game. Mello, who you taking?
I got Cleveland as well. I'm the last one on board for this. Denver is just such a juggernaut Super Bowl favorite or whatever, but it's just, to me, 13 points is just, and Cleveland does have a defense. Let's be clear about that. They could play a little bit of defense here, and it's just a matter of whether their offense shows up from week to week. So I'm taking the points in this one.
So Mello, you're not going to the Denver Super Bowl crowning in advance ceremony?
Not quite yet.
Can't get your tickets? Okay. All right, Chicago, the Bears are in desperation. They're going to lay 5.5 on the road, but it's only at Arizona, so they should be fine. Give me Chicago. Arizona's not fooling me with playing the Lions. Get out of here. Chicago will win this game. Who you got?
They are who we thought they are. I'm saying it's a flashback to that. Arizona's gonna have them on the ropes and get nipped right at the end, but they'll stay within the 5.5.
Oh, nice. San Francisco, the 49ers. They're gonna lay 1 point on the road at Seattle. Oh, this is gonna be a good one. I'm taking San Francisco to win this game. I think San Francisco will win it on the road. This is the night game too on Sunday, I believe. So it should be a nice battle, and you're gonna see these coaches. Oh, brother, you're gonna see their rivalry spill over once again. Oh, he's trying to get extra help from the refs. Shut up, Oh goodness. So give me San Francisco. Who you on board for?
Yeah, I'm going with the 12th man there in Seattle. Yeah, I'm going to take the 12th man in Seattle on this one. Two solid teams, but yeah, give me Seattle on that one.
Not right. And lastly, at the New York Jets, butt fumble. Let's get ready to butt fumble. Oh, they're going to lay 2.5 points to the Chargers. I will take the Chargers all day and all night over the Jets. All day, all night. I don't care if there's snow. I don't care if there's ice. I don't care if half the team shows up. I'm taking the Chargers over the Jets because that is embarrassing. And who knows what could happen. I don't care. Who you taking?
Yeah, the coming across country thing, that doesn't. When you're playing the Jets or Buffalo, that doesn't really count. So I'm gonna take that aside and just go with the better quarterback in this one.
Oh my goodness. Mello, anything else before we call this show to a close?
Last week I said about, my USA asking why isn't Jim Schwartz, Lions coach, on the hot seat. Listen to a little sports talk in the Detroit area this week. What about the general manager, Martin Mayhew, and the drafting of all these guys with their arrest and smoking dope and all that business there? Is he on the hot seat?
He should be on the hot seat, shouldn't he?
I think so. I want to hear some hot seat business. They need to lose out, and then you'll hear who's on the hot seat. And they very well. They've got Atlanta and Chicago. I'm saying it looks like they're not going to win another game.
No. Oh, no. That's not going to be good. And I heard rumblings out of Oregon that they're going to be in some trouble. So do you look for their coach to bolt to the NFL? Seems to be the practice.
Why not? Get out, grab your chute, and go, baby.
Go. Oh, man. Mello, anything else?
That's all I got.
All right, folks, that's going to do it for this edition of the NFL Fan Podcast, Mello's NFL Weekly. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we enjoyed putting it out there for you. Make sure you head to the site, tpenetwork.com or nflfanpodcast.com, and check out the That's Not Football t-shirts available now. For Mello Betts, I'm Hank Davis. We're wishing you guys a Merry Christmas, and we'll see you next time.